What's happened to your beautiful blonde dreadlocks that you had before?
I had to just take it off.
Okay.
It was just for the Comic Con. It was just for the Comic Con.
Okay, it looked amazing. Okay, never mind. You look great anyway. Okay, so this is Zach Weber, Sci-Fi Comic Nexus, and I'm talking to Harrison Prime, the one and only Harrison Prime, the number
Thank
one,
you.
probably the number one comic creator, sci-fi comic creator in Nigeria, in Lagos,
Yes, sir.
if not Africa as a whole.
Yeah.
So,
We're getting there, sir.
uh, yeah, okay, so let's start. Tell us about yourself, Harrison, how you started getting involved in comics.
Well, it's been a long. I started a long time ago. All this was in me when I was age 4. So actually, I started creating my comic book character when I was still in high school. Then I was still in high school. That's when I was in GS3. Then I started creating my comic book character. I was still a junior class. I was still a junior secondary school student then when I created all these characters you are seeing now. So it's been a dream that I've been chasing. And I thank God I'm now living my dreams. Right? I have up to like maybe 200 characters that I haven't brought to life yet.
Okay.
But I'm just taking it step by step, by step. Yeah. That's what I'm doing right now.
In the West, the comics are very popular now, more than they used to be, with a broader range of people, thanks to the movies, the big blockbuster movies.
Yeah.
So there's been a crossover from sort of like a minority of people that like comics to more of a general interest in the general public.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a possibility of something similar happening in Africa?
Of course. In fact, was it last year or 2 years ago? Yeah, I think it's last year. A comic book movie, a movie based on a comic book was released last year. It was all Nigerian, sci-fi comic book movie. So of course, we're already starting it. We're already doing something about it. We're already doing animations. I think you need to see African animations because African comic books and animations are boom. To be honest with you, I think you need to see this. We are really, really, really good at what we do. Yeah, of course. When it comes to that, of course, we're doing that. We're already doing it.
Okay, so there's not a lot of awareness about that outside of Africa and what's happening with the comic industry and movies based on that. Do you think that in the West we have misconceptions, preconceptions about what's happening in Africa in terms of comics and movies?
Well, the thing I would say when it comes to that part is everyone are trying to put themselves out there. So there's no misconception in that part. I don't really know about the Western part, but I can only speak on the African part. Now, what we Africans are trying to do is sell our culture, market our culture, and educate people about ourselves and our traditions. So we have there are no mystical creatures and mystical mythology that the Greeks have been selling to us. So why not we Africans do have our own mythology we are selling to them? We have our gods, we have Shango, we have Ogun, we have Obatala, we have a lot. So we are now we are teaching the West and the rest of the world about us and our own stuff. So that's what we do. So there's no, I only speak based on myself. So when it comes to the misconception, I don't know about that, but I can speak based on myself that, we are trying to educate the rest of the world based on African mythology. So that's what I would say. Yeah.
There's plenty to draw on with your different cultures there.
Yeah.
In the same way that we in the Marvel and DC, you've got the Greek mythology, the Norse mythology.
Yeah, exactly.
They use as inspiration. You've got plenty of inspiration.
Yeah.
Where you are, which is great. Now, looking at the comics that you've made, you've got Meta 6, which is based in
Yeah,
Lagos in 2037, and you've got the
yeah,
Dog Bullets,
yeah,
which is connected to that. It's in the same universe, different
yeah,
characters, but there's a bit of a crossover there. Now, you've
yeah,
got this vision of the future, the near
yeah,
future in Lagos, which is what we call a dystopia.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Are you pessimistic about the future of Nigeria?
No, no, no. I'm not pessimistic about the future of Nigeria. In fact, I know that we are getting there. We are getting somewhere. Like I really know we are getting somewhere. If I don't know if you see it, but when I check in the news lately, was it 2 months ago? There was this northern Nigerian guy that he called himself the Elon Musk of Nigeria. He created this car that is powered by solar. So yeah, we are getting there already. We are getting there. There are a lot of things that we are actually doing. Nigerians are all around the globe and we are doing great things. Like seriously, we are doing great things. If you look at our movies, they are Nigerians. If you look at the comic industry worldwide, they are Nigerians. If you look at kickboxing, look at sports, they are Nigerians. So yeah, Nigerians are doing great things. And I know I'm not pessimistic. I know we're already there.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Okay, so one of the main, I'd say, one of the central themes with the comics you've made so far is corruption,
Yes.
political corruption. So
Yeah.
now, as artists, we have a long tradition of shining a spotlight on the secrets of the people in power, the shameful secrets. Do you
Yeah.
think? Do you think comics should be political? Is that our place to be political, or should it just be for entertainment? Where do you draw the line?
Sir, to be honest with you, we express ourselves as creative in everywhere. If you say in music, if you come to the music industry, the musicians express themselves. They tell the truth. I don't know if you know, I'm sure you should know, if you should know Fela and Nicola Kuti. That's Fela, is a musician. He sings based
He's
on,
been around for a long time, yes.
yeah, so he
Yeah,
sings based on, telling the truth about the government,
yeah.
exposing them. Now, to be honest with you, the Nigerian government, and in fact, I don't know about the rest of the world, but I can just speak based on myself. The government has always been the people's villain. It has always been the people bad guys. So yeah, I won't lie to you. I'm trying to, express myself. I'm not a musician. Yeah, I do rap. I rap once in a while, but I just want to just put my concentration on comic books. But I'm trying to express myself through comics. I'm trying to tell the rest of the world, hey, this is what we do. This is what is going on here. And if you could go through my comic books, you could even see our local, English on my comic books. So yeah, I'm trying to tell everyone, I'm trying to make everyone relate to us that, okay, this is what we're passing through here in Nigeria, sir. So yeah, the bad guys has always been our government, and something we have to express ourselves.
Okay. Talking
Yeah.
talking about politics. Politics is always there. They say the personal is political. You can never escape politics.
Yeah.
Even if you say I'm not political, that's a political statement. So it's it's a nightmare nobody can escape from. Now,
Okay.
something we've seen recently, which isn't really new, but it's got like a new name, is where you have increasing diversity in comics in the West, in America, Europe, etc., where you have more people of color, more characters of
Okay.
color, and it's always been there, but it's becoming more pronounced now, and there's a backlash. Some people
Okay.
are saying there's too much diversity, and they use the word woke, which I'm going to put in little squiggles. They say
Okay.
it's being forced on people, it's too much too soon, and there's a lot of different feelings about that. I don't know if you've seen the discussions online and
Well, okay.
what you think about it.
Well, to be honest with you, I would advise any comic artist to just, express himself. Express yourself. If you want to do manga, do manga. If you want to do the Western style, do the Western style. Just express yourself. Don't get involved in all this thing, because it's going to hold you back. The comic book industry is a playground. I see it as a playground where you just come, play around, express yourself. Because of course, a lot of people won't like what you do, and a lot of people will like what you do. It's normal. It's normal.
You can't please everyone.
Yeah, you can't please everyone. Now, the last time when you read Meta 6, when a lot of people read Meta 6, you read Meta 6, and some other people read Meta 6. Some people were like, yeah, I want more, I want more, I want more. Why some people are like, this is trash. This is something like the Terminator, no story, no interesting stuff. And I was like, okay, no problem. And when we move into Gold Bullet, some people say this is trash. So I would just say, do what you have to do. You can't please everyone. That's what I would say. And stay away from something that will hurt you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking at some of the other themes in your stories, we have like the dark side of technology. It can be a useful tool. It can also have its dark side.
Okay.
Okay. How do you what do you think the balance comes in terms of where we are today, in terms of using technology to improve our lives? Is it more of a blessing or a curse?
I would say it's actually in between. It's a blessing and also a curse. I'll have to express myself in this part. Technology is actually stealing our jobs right now, as you all can see. A lot of people will lose their jobs these days. I would say it's just like a kitchen knife. A kitchen knife can be used to do normal kitchen cooking, while some people use it to go kill and hurt their fellow human beings. It's technology. It's just like this drone. You can the drone of these days that we can use to do some video stuff. Imagine you just put the target of the person you're looking for, and the next thing you set the drone to go hunt the person. It's also hurtful.
Yeah.
So to be honest with you, I would say it's a bad thing and it's also a good thing, depending on how you use it.
Yeah, it's like any tool. It depends on what you use it for.
Yes. Yes. It depends on what you use it for. Okay. So it is well, sir. It is well. God's going to help us.
Okay. Now, yeah. I have to mention this, Harrison. Quite often, an artist or creator will base their character on their own experiences. They put a lot of themselves into the character.
Yeah.
In your case, you seem to have taken it a little bit further, because the main character of Gold Bullet is you. He has your name, he has your face. Do you think some people might be thinking, this Harrison's got a pretty big ego, actually? He's casting himself as this superhero, godlike powers. How do you respond to that, Harrison?
Well, when it comes to that, like I said, the comic book industry, I see it as a playground. I see it as something to have fun with, and at the end of the day, it's still a serious business. Yeah. Now, the comic book, if you're a comic book artist and you can do that, why are you holding yourself back? Why are you caring what people say? If you want to do this, just go ahead and do it. I'm having fun here. I'm having fun. Now, yeah, the Gold Bullet, actually, the day-to-day life story, his love life and all that is actually real. It's actually real. But the fictional part where, jump from one building to the other building, fighting bad guys and going to prison, that's actually fictional. It's just to spice the story up. Nothing more, nothing less.
That's the relief to hear. So you're not going out at night, being a vigilante at night time. That's good. That's good because we don't want that. We don't want anything bad to. We don't want anything bad to happen to you, Harrison. And
No, I'm not a vigilante. I just draw comic books.
that would not be good. That would not be good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what advice would you give to someone who's just starting out if they're interested in starting in comics, drawing or writing? What would you say to them?
Well, the advice I would give any comic artist that is actually starting is the first step is always the hardest. The first step is always the hardest. But as you know, keep practicing, keep moving, keep pushing. You will get better. You won't say it immediately, but you will definitely get better. That's the advice. I would advise you to just keep practicing, keep pushing. Don't care what people say, because a lot of people will bring you down. A lot of people will say, there is no money in this. Because back in Nigeria, when I started this comic book stuff, a lot of people tell me, you can't make money from this, you can't make a living from this, you can't do anything from this. But voila, yeah, I am now. So I will advise you, just turn deaf ears to people that will discourage you and bring you down, because it's all about you, not them. If they discourage the guys that invented this technology of phone and GSM, if they discourage that guy, perhaps we'll still be stuck in letter writing. So the advice I will advise you is keep pushing. You will get there. You will get there in no time. So
Excellent.
that's what I would say, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
One final question, Harrison. What is the future for Cosmic Land Studios, your studio?
Wow, the future for Cosmic Land Studio. Well, we'll be moving into animation right now. I'm actually studying more of animation, 3D and 2D. So in the nearest future, I'll be moving into the small screen. That's animation. But for now, that I already know how to handle comic books, I will just dominate the comic book industry, because if you watch DC, if you watch Marvel, it starts from comics to animation, then movies. So that's where I'll start from. So I'll take it step by step. I don't want to rush this thing. I'm still a young man. There's so many futures ahead of me. So I'll take it step by step. I'll get to animation soon. Then later on in the future, I'll move into games. Then later on in the future, I'll move into movies. So those are my plans. So I'm taking it step by step. So that's what I'm doing, sir.
That's very ambitious. Who's going to play you in the movie?
Perhaps maybe me, or maybe not me. Maybe me, or maybe not me. Yeah.
We'll find some other handsome devil. Don't worry.
Yeah. Of course. Of course. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's all we can say for now. It's been a huge pleasure finally getting through to you and talking to you.
Thank you, sir.
And, I must point out to the viewers, Harrison is a very well brought up young man from a culture which has a lot of respect for their elders, and he insists on calling me sir, which makes me feel ancient, and there's nothing I can do to make him stop, no matter what I try. So that's the only reason. Okay, thank you, Harrison, and good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Good night.
Yeah.
Thank you.